What's up, guys? I'm Connor Lade. We're here at the Oculus at World Trade Center, and I am here with homegrown star of the New York Red Bulls, Serge Ngoma.
Ngoma, his first goal in MLS!
Serge, you ready to tell us all about your past?
Nothing to hide. Yeah, I'm ready.
Careful what you wish for. Let's hop on the path and check it out. All right, guys, we are here at beautiful Exchange Place with New York City in our background, Jersey City. We just hopped off the path, and now we're here to talk about you. Tell us a little bit about growing up in North Plainfield, your family, and kind of the impact they play in your life.
Family is everything to me. And yeah, growing up in North Plainfield it's been amazing. My first travel sports was North Plainfield, so yeah, it's been a journey.
It all started there. So for you, how did you get into actually playing soccer? Was it your family? Was it something that your friends were doing? Tell us about that.
My dad was a coach. He was a coach for my sister, and he took me to practice one day, and he's telling me that I just like look natural on the ball, like I just belonged on the field. From that day on, I just continued playing, and he's been my coach basically ever since.
I love that. What a role model guy to have kind of in your corner. Did you play any other sports growing up, or has it just been soccer since day one?
Oh, so I was a competitive wrestler. I went to states a couple times, won a lot of tournaments.
At what point did you have to give up wrestling?
I think when I got a little bit more serious with the Red Bulls, it was just a bit too much going back and forth, but I loved it. I wrestled from when I was in like first grade up until like 8th, 7th grade, so yeah, it was a pretty long time.
And what parts of wrestling do you take in that kind of makes you the player you are, or at least the player that you were like when you were younger?
I'd say the mental aspect, definitely. When I'm wrestling, it's just me and the other person, so there's nobody really you can blame other than yourself. I take that into it where I'm pretty hard on myself playing. Also, like, in wrestling, you gotta grab people, move people around, so I think I take that a bit. Like, my upper body strength came from there, too.
So tell us a little bit about your youth clubs growing up. You said you played, it all started in North Plainfield. Tell us a little about your journey through youth soccer.
North Plainfield, then I played against this team, NJ Elite, and that was my travel team. And right after we played them, one of their managers and the coach came and talked to me and wanted me to join the team. So for a while, I was playing with both teams. I'd leave at halftime from my North Plainfield team and go to play the other game. That got to be a lot.
Yeah.
But NJ Elite, we were like the #1 team in the nation at some point for like U10, U11, and yeah, we were really good.
And when did that transition for you? Did you end up going there full time?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
After my first year of doing both, and we realized, okay, this is too much. So we said, okay, we have to make a decision. My first coach, Pancho, was like, if you want to be a good player, he advised my parents and said, just let him go there, because it was a better level next step. So thankful for that. Yeah, as soon as I made that jump, it was amazing.
Awesome. Now, did your dad coach you at all? I know he coached your sister, but or is they just, did he ever actually get to coach you on the team?
He got to coach me recreation. He would coach on the sideline and everything, and eventually they just gave him a full-time pass to coach, and yeah, he coached me from then. But he's always been taking me to the field to, just elevate my game and continue working my craft, which I'm thankful for that.
Was there a moment in your youth career when you realized, one, I want to be a pro soccer player, and was there a moment that you realized that maybe this is something that I could do?
After like 2nd grade, I knew I wanted to play professionally. I knew I loved watching Messi and everything like that. But I think the trip that really changed it was when I went to England. I went to England with this thing called Sport 11. I'm seeing people in stadiums singing songs, players over there just enjoying what they're doing. And I was like, okay, this is something that I can do. This is something that's a possibility. And I think that trip flipped the switch for me and my family entirely. So.
How was that experience for you as a player? I know personally when I did that, I grew exponentially as a player. For you, was it the same thing?
Yeah, it was like we were playing against competition. Like we played Fulham, we trained with Crystal Palace, we played Reading, and teams like that. We played Reading and got absolutely destroyed, So I was like, this is something entirely different, and I was like, okay, I definitely want to be here.
So I see a trend for you in your youth career is that you play against teams and then instantly they want you. And then you're committing time half and half. And actually it's a perfect transition for us because that's exactly how you got to New York Red Bulls Academy. So I'm not gonna let you answer that. Let's hop on the path and we'll head to the next stop and tell that story. What do you say? Sound good?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys, we're here on our second stop on Serge's path to Harrison. We're here at Grove Street, and right now we're gonna dig a little bit into you coming over to the Red Bulls Academy. Can you tell us exactly how that happened?
We played the RDS team, the pre-academy that they have when I was with NJ Elite, and that was a really good game. You know, my team came out on top, 4-3. I remember one of the U13 coach at the time, Kobe A. Johnson. I remember he came and he was talking to my coach, Coach Frankie, and was like, is this kid still here? We want to talk to him. Next thing you know, I'm at trainings with them a couple times a week, and I loved it, and they loved me. So, yeah, that's ultimately how it worked out.
And I heard there was a little bit of a backstory as well, that when they saw you talking to the coaches, did someone say something about you looking a certain way?
I remember going to training, 2 days after that, and one of the coaches, I always remember this, he told me, you'll look good in red. And now I'm playing professionally with Red Bull, so.
And still looking good in red, which
there you go.
Yeah, they were correct.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit from your side of things. Obviously, it's always nice to be wanted as a player.
Yeah.
And so when you're making your move into the Red Bull Academy, were you nervous? What was going through your head kind of going into those first training sessions?
I don't feel like I've ever really been nervous going into a new environment just because, you know, I like to just be me, you know, just be free. Being in the facility and knowing that on the other side of the grass, that the first team was there and touring the academy and touring the first team building, I was, wow, like, this is where the Red Bulls play.
Yeah. So you had a big U13 year. You joined in 2017. Take us through that year for you. I know you had some great experience going overseas.
Then I moved up to the U14 level, and at the end of that year, I went up to the 03 level. I went to California with them, and then I remember going to Austria with them as well. The Austria tournament was the Next Generation Cup, and I went there twice, and the first time was probably one of the best experiences that I ever had as a player. Seeing players older than me playing at that level and doing the things they did. So I remember we played Red Bull Brazil, first game. We lost 5-1.
Okay.
And that was a wake-up call for us that, okay, this is a different level.
So you have a great year. We're instrumental in getting that team to qualify for GA Cup, which is, for everyone in the young academy level, is a massive tournament that holds big bragging rights because you're playing against all the other top players in the country. But unfortunately, that isn't able to take place because of COVID. What was that like for you, you know, getting your hopes up and dreams of getting to this level, being important, scoring, I think you scored 5 goals in 5 games to get your team to actually qualify for it, and then it gets cut short. What was that like? Where was your mind at?
It was more so, I can't wait to get back. You know, I'm watching old games of mine, I'm watching old highlights and everything like that, so.
Then you continue to move on. You know, you get back into somewhat regular life, you start training again with the academy, and then you get an opportunity to get some exposure to Red Bull too. Take us through that a little bit, what the moment was like for you to kind of start training with that team, to play a little bit, get some exposure while still on an academy contract.
I went into that period with USL physically ready, mentally not as ready, just because of how quick it was.
Yeah.
I saw people like academy players. We had Edelman was already there, Bo, and they had adapted well, you know. And so for me, it was getting that speed of play. And I think when I started getting games, that's when I really caught on.
So you finally get a taste of USL. You get your debut. You get a lot of good moments out. So kind of get your feet wet with the team and kind of getting used to the level that it's at. Take us through your first goal. You play against Charleston. Take us through that moment for you, what it meant, what the goal was like, and what it meant for your family.
That year, I had a lot of chances to score before that, and I didn't. So that's something that weighs on any forward.
Sure.
But we were losing that game 3-1, and I had gone in, and that whole game, you know, I was like, okay, I need to score. I want to score, and I had a chance before that, got cleared off the line, and then that ball comes in. Edelman wins the header. Ball goes, the copper brings it down, lays it off, and I finish it. And that, once the ball hit the back of the net, it was just a relief.
Yeah.
You know, a big whoosh.
Yeah.
Just out your body. It was like, okay, I got that first one.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then you score another massive goal. I think arguably probably one of the most important goals for the academy. You know, you were playing at home, Montclair Soccer Park, where you scored quite a few goals. And it's actually Futures Night. So this is a big moment for the academy. They bring a ton of academy players out to watch the players that they want to be at the next level. You being one of them, being a guy who came through the academy, started at a young level, worked his way up, and now having this moment. And of course, in Serge Ngoma fashion, you score a goal on Futures Night and immediately run over to the young academy players and are dapping them up. Take us through that, because it was such a special moment.
Another one of those coming into the game, wanting to score. It's funny, like, even the fact that it was Futures Night never dawned on me.
Yeah.
Until like halftime, and I saw them walking around the field, and I was like, imagine scoring in front of these kids, right?
Yeah.
And then I go, and we do the high press. You know, I go similar to other goals I've scored, and I steal the ball, boom, slot it in.
You're right.
Running over to them and seeing kids running from around like the other side, coming to that corner, and then I go and Omar takes me and we start running into the kids. That was special. That was special, definitely. And I remember I've watched that goal back so many times.
Yeah.
I still do, just because coming from the academy and being somebody that they can see at that level and score, that's something that's special to me. And I remember you were on the broadcast.
Yeah,
right?
I remember the goal.
So was it you that said Serge and his academy teammates?
It was Dave, I think. Yeah.
In front of his academy teammates.
My family always laughs because the kids are like this.
Yeah.
And they're my teammates, but that was funny.
We're all teammates. It's a one big family.
Yeah.
We're all teammates through there. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure
cool.
most kids at that age don't necessarily look like you, so I think it can be confusing for everyone. So I think we're gonna dig in a little bit. We're gonna hop back on the path because we got some more pretty decent moments to go through in your career.
Get out of this rain.
We're gonna get out of this rain, and hopefully in Harrison it's a little bit drier for us. But let's get over there, and we want to talk, obviously, signing with the first team. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. All right, I'm here with Serge at Red Bull Arena, the final stop on Serge's path to Harrison. Serge, I have to ask you, you're in the best arena in Major League Soccer, maybe the best in the world. What's one word that comes to mind when you think of Red Bull Arena?
One word. Say home. Since U13, this club has been my home, and before I signed, they brought me here and had me standing in the box with gear out for me and my family, and I just felt very welcome. So I'd say it's home.
So Serge, obviously being here before you ended up signing, making you feel at home, what for you was a deciding factor that made you want to start your career here with the Red Bulls?
I think it was evident for me and my family that at every level that I've been here, that they've continued to push me higher and higher, push me playing, push my name as well. So ultimately, we came to the understanding that this is a club that wants me. It's a club that appreciates young players as well. So it was probably one of the best decisions that I've made to sign him.
Do you remember anything in particular from your signing day? I mean, like, obviously sharing that with your family, it's got to be an emotional experience to see how far you've come, from the days in North Plainfield playing all the way until signing with your first professional contract. What was that day like for you and your family?
I remember walking into the office to sign, and on the screen they have my goals from academy and everything. And it's like looking back on that and looking to see, okay, at every level that I've been at, I've been able to do something special and earn a contract here with this club, so.
Who was here with you sharing that moment?
My mom, my dad. My dad was smiling, definitely. Ear to ear. My mom was proud, so it feels good to just make my family proud, too.
You were the third youngest goal scorer in club history, with Eddie Gavin, Josie Altidore, and then yourself, and all the same age, just missing on some days. I mean, what was that, obviously, a game winner against Atlanta? What was that moment like for you to score that? Not only score that, but be in Red Bull Arena and in front of your family?
So, like, if you're a kid and you're playing at the park or something and you're always like, oh, you say your name, oh, Serge Ngoma, he's going here, finishes, last minute, game over.
Yep.
That's like that, that's something. I steal the ball, I'm going towards the goal, and I have one thing on my mind is to score. And when you hit that ball, like, they're cheering, and then when they go, right?
Yeah.
That moment after you hit it and it goes into the back of the net is like wow, and I've watched that go so many times, and to have my family here, people who seen me grow since I was 0 days old to 17 years old in however many days, that was truly special, definitely.
And I want to talk about the celebration. Immediately, you run to your family. Take us through that moment. Did you spotlight them right away, know exactly where they were, and then immediately run to them, or did you have to find them a little bit?
So I already know, like, where we sit, and we always sit in the same corner all the time. But I remember running, I scored, and then I was going somewhere. I don't even know where I was going, and I was like, over there. So I grabbed the post, and I spin, and I go, and I point. Surreal sometimes, to think that this is something that I'm doing now.
That's so cool. Such a cool experience to share with your family as well. And you weren't done there.
Yeah.
Big game, big win in Austin with another young, gritty effort from this team. And you had a fantastic goal, and a little bit of a different celebration. You had to show a little bit of the swag.
I had to show the gritty.
Rate your gritty in that moment there.
That wasn't my best gritty.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. In that moment, I was just like so excited that I had scored that my gritty wasn't clean. You know how to gritty?
I'm not gonna do it here. No, I will not. Do you want? If you want to,
I want to see you.
I am not gonna do it, Serge. I think that's the benefit of being a host is that I don't have to do what you say. You have to do what I say. Okay.
So you want to see the gritty?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you want to show us a gritty, go for it.
All right. Hands here, right?
Okay.
And just easy.
Smooth. And I will not be doing that. So congratulations. But do you have any specific goals for yourself that you set out so far in your career that you want to accomplish?
Personally, I love scoring goals, and I want to be able to, be in double digits every year. Scoring goals ultimately is what helps to win games, and that's what I want to do. I want to be a winner, and I know I want to do everything I can to bring an MLS Cup or Open Cup or win anything I can with this club. Yeah. And then after that, who knows?
Love that.
Yeah.
Serge, can't thank you enough for coming out here and sharing your story with us.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone, that was Serge's path to Harrison. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.